What's happening, guys, and welcome back to another video. Guess what, guys, I'm going to show you, as you can see from the title, how did we give away 1.6 million pound worth of trades for free away to my community. But guess what, watch for the next 30 seconds and I'm going to show you something that 99% of people can't show you. So here's the daily profits. Again, look at that right there. Yeah, then I'm going to go to the weekly, keep on watching. 104,000. Now I'm gonna do it again on the monthly. Again, this is what something people can't do. And there's a withdrawal as well, as you guys can see. Now guess what, when I go to custom, I'm actually gonna go to, let's say, for the past year. There you go, 1.6 million profit, starting on 2 million. Now guess what, you don't need to start with this much money, but again, this is how I separate myself with every other person out there. And if you keep watching this video, I'm going to do some analysis. I'm going to show you how we actually came to these results. And if you guys actually want to be in the community right now and you don't want to watch any further, guys, the link is in the bio, free Telegram, and you can message my team on WhatsApp to start right now. Right, guys, let's get straight into it. So I mentioned the importance of the US dollar, always have on my YouTube channel. So now I'm going to get straight into that. Before I get to gold, because the trade was on gold, that was the easiest trade that I've told you that I've mentioned I did this year. But let's start off just very briefly, just as an educational lesson. When I mentioned the figures of inflation were coming out positive, let's just go to a 8-hour time frame on the dollar index. As you guys can see, and again, I'll go back over here, just simply showing you all of the inflation figures coming out. That was so simple because again, we knew inflation's on the high. So we saw a new dollar index was going to go further to the upside. Boom. What's that then going to do to gold? That has to bring gold down. And look, I'll start off with the weekly time frame. If anybody just wants to understand how I do my top-down analysis, which is always starting off on the bigger time frames, understand the picture. I always say trading is like painting a story. Then we go down to a lower time frame for execution. So as you can see on a weekly, guys, gold is pretty much still trying to, and has smashed all-time highs on gold. And again, there's loads different geopolitical reasons for that, as we all know in the world right now. But as you guys know, there's always a massive area of resistance in which most likely the price will pull back down. And again, the price has pulled back down, again, relating to the inflation, relating to the fact that when people need gold, of course, it's going to go up. When people necessarily don't need to feel the need to buy gold right now, of course, that's going to bring the price down. This is simply because gold is a safe haven. And so therefore, we can actually make a prediction on, okay, higher inflation, higher US dollar, then we know gold's going to come down. We'll keep going down to a daily time frame. And as you guys can see, we do actually have this ascending trend line here, which we can see could potentially be our target number 2 for this trade. I always like having 2 targets for a trade, just because gold is such a mover that when it moves with good power. I'm sure you guys know for those that trade gold. And then very, very simply going to hop down to a 4-hour and then a 1 hour. 1 hour time frame for gold for me, with my experience, is a pretty good one, so ignore how big this is. But as you can see, this was my overall target on gold anyway. But what we can see here is 2 things, and I'll just close this for a second. So the first things first is we can see that the price is definitely starting to swing to the downside, creating those lower lows and lower highs. Then after that, we can simply get a trend line tool and just go 0.1, 0.2 and 0.3. And yes, sometimes you can actually use this dynamic level of support and resistance, which is a trend line, to actually try and get the best entry on this. Next up, another thing that I noticed was, look at this. We had 0.1, 0.2 here. Let's drag it across there. Look at that. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. So 0.1 here, 0.2 here. Price, again, the inflation figures are about to come out. Boom, got slammed down and came and hit perfectly our fib level 2. That was nearly a 300 pip trade, 300 pips that me and my team caught. And again, I want to one more time go through all the things that brought this trade together for anybody that doesn't understand. Technically, we saw that gold was making the swings to the downside. We had higher inflation in the US, which again made gold, again, not look at it as a safe asset that we need right now. And then again, we also looked at the dollar index, continue to go to the upside, boom, gold slammed down, there's our target. And even if I want to again zoom out, which I was mentioning before, we could actually have a further target on gold. I'm going to try and make this prediction now. Like, we might have a chance for it to come down to 1925. But that's it, guys. That was one of the easiest trades that you could have caught. And again, if you guys are still wondering, okay, how come I didn't know this piece of information and I want to put it together, guys, the link is in the bio. You can actually join my trading channels for free, where me and my team will tell you beforehand that, hey, this is most likely going to be a higher inflation figure on the US. Sometimes we might get one that's lower on the pound. Like, again, we saw a slowdown on the economy today on the pound. So again, we were selling the pound today, and I can make that correlation for you guys too. But for me, this is one of the easiest trades on gold. And if you hadn't caught it, guys, there's always more opportunities. I'll put the link in the bio. And guys, I'll see you in the next video.